stuff is really popping off really fast and touching down. Like I said, Rich said that one did touch down, but you can see right there, he's in tight where you start to see the rotation right now, David, starting to tighten up. So again, this is not something to play with. At any moment, this, luckily it's just really small ones, but at any moment, this could really drop a big tornado, David. Jim Garforn live for Bob Mills, Sky News 9, back to you. Okay, Roger. Well, at least I can say where it is. Yep. I want to turn around and make sure I don't have any windmills coming up my... Go ahead, move up down the line, Rich. There's one up ahead of us. I think that may be down right there. Nope, but right there, Rich. Watch it. You may get some. Boy, it's close, David. It's really, really close. If it's not on the ground, then I'm pretty low level here. I'm almost just right at the top of the. Yeah, Rich is telling me that he thinks it's. He said he could see the tree starting to twist at the bottom there. But again, right now it looks like a Banner Road. I'm just on the east side of Banner Road, shooting back to the west side of Banner Road. There you see the small lake there. I don't know which one that is. It looks like it's Uncle John Creek site is what I'm seeing on Street Scope. But again, I couldn't tell, David, just with the naked eye there if it was on the ground. But if it's not on the ground, then I don't. Yeah, it is on the. I think I see some condensation now hitting the ground every now and then, David. But it's kind of gotten dragged out now. I think it's just going to reorganize here again and just keep moving here. But again, I'm looking at Banner Road and the East 860 is what I'm looking at right now on Street Scope. But again, I'm right in the middle of this antenna farm as it moves through. But you see it, this thing is reforming really quick. It gets ragged and man, it is really reforming really fast and getting tight here, David. So again, You know, we may had a couple of touchdowns here. I just can't tell you for sure, but it is definitely on the ground. Jim Garpoint live from Bob Bell, Scotty's 9. Back to you. They're about 200 feet, David. They're about 200 feet, so it's down below. It's down below the wind turbines, and right now it's really starting to form that classic dome right there. Now there is heavy rain right behind it, so it may get wrapped up in rain here shortly. We got heavy rain in front of us, David, and this is kind of right in between. As you can see on the right and on the left there, you see the heavy rain on the left. You see on the right, you see the clear base right there. But again, if it's not on the ground, David, I just don't know. I don't know if we get Val to get a better look at it from where he is. But right now, it is definitely below the windmills. It is below the windmills. I'm right at the top of the windmills. I'm just high enough where I can miss the blade as it rotates around. But so we're pretty low. Rich is telling me that he can see multiple vortices out of the back of this thing. I can't see it with my naked eye, but again, we're having to kind of slow up here. We're starting to get some rain coming off what's in front of this thing. And this may get rain wrapped, David, here shortly, but which is the worst thing that we could have happen, because you saw it live from here that it was definitely trying to form a large tornado, David. Roger that, David. I'm gonna have to go back to the east a little bit, Rich. I'm looking for the other guys. I don't know where they went. gotta get out of this windmill farm, man. Yep. Okay, it's kind of ragging out now. Boy, for a minute there, I thought it was going to drop a big one when it really domed out. Man, where you at? What? Well, come back up to the right. Look at that. The heck? That thing is like right on the ground. Okay, there's something trying to spin. Something trying to spin right there. It's trying. That's spinning, that's spinning, that's spinning. Not yet, David, but it's trying awful hard. It is trying awful hard. It does exactly what you're seeing right now. It spins and then it kind of falls apart, and then it'll spin right up. Oh man, go back to the right, go to the right, go to the right, go to the right. We just had another one spin up just in the front of that. Now I don't know if that's on the ground or not, David, but that is big, and it is up front of the one that we were shooting just moments ago. That's why this whole thing along here, I'm going to roll around. Hang on, Rich. I'm going to roll around. Yep. I think, is that as far as we can go in, Rich? Yep, it's on the ground. It's on the ground, David. It's on the ground. Yeah, it's still on the ground, David. It is still whipping around in right in there. But yeah, that was forming up front of the one that we were shooting, that we were watching live on the air. Then I looked back and saw that one, and that one was definitely on the ground, David, as it was moving across here. And it is still, that whole thing is rotating, David. That whole thing is rotating, and it could still be, touching the ground. I believe it is on the ground. It looks like I can see a couple with the naked eye. I see a couple of vortices dancing around in there, David. So it is forming back up, and it is trying to get down on the ground here. It looks like it's really starting to form. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it with my naked eye now, Rich. If you push in, I think you can. Okay, it's which highway we crossing? 33. Yep. Right, we're crossing. So on street scope, I can see Highway 33, North 2930 Road. Okay, stuff's flying on the ground is what's Rich saying. So yep. So we got stuff flying in the air, David. So again, now as we pull back a little bit, I really can't see anything on the ground right now, but that is very low. So again, it looks like it may be cycling again. It's right over 33, and it looks like North 2930 Road is the closest road that I see on street scope, on my street scope, to where it's crossed, David. But again, yeah, this is definitely not something to fool with right here. This is trying to drop a big tornado eventually, David. But again, it looks like it's kind of pulled everything up into it. The one that we were shooting that was on the back side, that got drawn into this, and now we're starting to see, if you look on the left-hand side there, you can see that kind of vertical vortices right there, David. It's got one of those kind of, not vertical, but lateral vortices there we're trying to form. Now this is starting to really crank up, David. Look at the ground. Look at the ground. Okay. I don't see what you're talking about, Rich, but I think that's just the outer thing there. But front of that one, yeah. That's right. It went to the ground really quick. That's what I mean, David. With this is dropping a lot of separate little vortices out of this huge wall cloud here. That was, you saw right there, that spun up, went to the ground. Now it is back up, but as we look on the right-hand part of your screen, that wall cloud, I get some of these vortices in front, and I got that one in back, but the main concentration is right there, as Rich is zooming in on. There's another one trying to spin up, David. So this is, I mean, I don't know what's keeping this from just being a huge, massive tornado right now, but you can see it spinning up again right there, and that may, I mean, that could be on the ground. There's starting to get some rain wrapped around there. You can see the vortices right there kind of dance around together, David. So again, at any moment, this could drop a significant tornado here as we track it. Like you said, it is hauling across the ground. We are already coming up to the Cimarron River here, so it is flat moving, David. And you can see that, I mean, it is very low to the ground, and if it's not on the ground, I don't know what is, because it's this is all very active through here, David, on this huge wall cloud here. And you can see these little vortices just start dropping all around, and you know, there are a couple of times we had 3 or 4 little vortices just dance around one another there. So again, this is not something to be playing with. The good thing is it's out in a very remote area right now, but again, we're coming up to the Cimarron River here, David, and man, what a, I mean, this, whatever's keeping it from just dropping a large tornado, I don't know, David, but we're in a really good spot tracking it. We'll keep you updated. Back to you. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's trying in the backside right there. I think I see it on the ground right there. See it on the ground? I think, yeah, it was just a lot of condensate came up through the trees there. Pull back wide. Pull back a little bit. Pull back. There you go. There it is. It's on the ground, David. It's on the ground. There, tilt down. Tilt down. It's right there. It's on the ground, David. You can see it right there. Well, that's right, David. It's in the trees right now. Like I said, the good thing is we're out in a very remote area, but there are some farm homes up to the northeast of this, and I see some lights up right directly north of it. It is definitely on the ground, David. You can see it right there, plain as day. That's what we've been trying to find, is to get some indication that it's been on the ground. Like I said, this may have been on the ground for just off and on for a while here. We just never could really see it till it really hit right there at the river there, and went over the river. Then I spotted it really good. You can see it right there. So it is still moving, and I mean, it is hooking fast, David, across here. But again, there for a moment, it was on the ground. I can't see now that it still may be on the ground, but I'm not quite sure. But man, we're just right on the east side of this, and kind of picking up some haze here. But it is traveling fast, it's moving fast, and it's dropping. I see, let's see, what road do we have on street scope there, Rich? It looks like County Road 76. County Road 76, north County Road 2970, going up to east County Road 750 road. So again, yeah, just off and on, David, this thing is dropping a tornado to the ground here. We're going to have to drop down. We're starting to get into some scud here, so I'm going to pitch it back to you real quick, and we'll get out of this scud that is being drawn in by this storm here. And okay, Rich, it's on the ground again. Rich has got a shot of it there. You can see all that condensate coming across the ground there, David. So it is on the ground. I'm dropping down pretty low here, so to get a better shot of this. But Roger. It's on the ground. It's getting more defined now. Well, we saw about 4, David, is what we counted just a minute ago. There were 4 definite small vortices dancing around one another, and you know, what brings that back to mind, and you know this too, David, is that's the way May 3rd, 1999 started, was with 4 vortices dancing around one another. Then all of a sudden they just formed up into one huge, massive tornado. So again, you know, you can see the tornado there. If we pop up street scope real quick, keep a medium shot there. If you pop up street scope, you can see the county roads now, David, where that tornado is. Right there, all the county roads, 126th Street, County Line Road. So just another thing we can do with street scope, and you can start seeing names of where sites are, like the Winter Creek site here, dam, and you can see the Zion Community Cemetery right there. So again, yeah, this is one of those, David, that drops those small vortices. They all get danced around, and all of a sudden they all come together just to form one massive tornado here. So again, we're in a great spot. We're tracking it, David. I believe it's, you know, if it's not on the ground now, it's still a lot of wind packing around the outside wall of this thing, and it's moved because it is moving almost 50 or 60 miles an hour here, David. Jim Garporian live from Bob Mills, Scott News 9, back to you. I don't know. Hey, David, do you have me real quick? We got houses in front of this thing, if it's going to pass to the west of it. Going over those houses. No, it's going to pass. It's going to pass west of them. It's going to pass west of them. It's still on the ground. Well, that's right, David. It's like you said, this is fluctuating. It drops them, picks them up, drops them, picks them up. But it's been consistent for like 20 minutes or 25 minutes of these dropping just small vortices going back up, sometimes multiple vortices going back up. But it's definitely on the ground, David. Even though now you can't see the connection between the wall cloud and the ground, it is definitely spinning because we can see the spray kicking up every now and then on the ground. And like I said, this thing is moving. And it is moving fast. I'm telling you, man, it is really hooking here. I'm just sitting on the northwest side of Crescent right now, which I'll be moving to the north side of Crescent here pretty quick here as we track this, shooting off back to the west, northwest. But again, and move up to your right, move up to your right, move up, pan right, pan right. There's another one just dropped down, David. We were watching that one, it quit, now we got this one up front of us now. So this is what's happening all along the line here. Is this is dropping in one spot, then it moves up to another spot, So now pan back to your left, right. Good shot right there. Look at there, David. There's two of them right there in this shot. And so that's the problem with this storm here, man. It is just a, you know, we definitely don't want these two things coming together because it could get really bad then. But you're looking at the one on the left. It's on the ground again. It's coning. It's on the ground. So just a big storm, David. That's all I can say. If we have street scope up, you can see County Line Road, Council Road. You can see kind of where it is right there. Like I said, I'm about 2 to 3 miles northwest of Crescent right now. Yeah, roger that. That'd be about where. There it is. The one coned out. The front one coned out right there. Now we got these are two tornadoes, David. Two tornadoes, man, in this same storm that we're tracking here. Back to the left. Back to the left. Well, that's right, David. It looks like the one to the left of this one has died. This one has basically kind of roped out, but it's still trying to reform there, David. It has been on the ground, but now it's kind of dissipating. But look what's up front, David. Now we're going to pan to the right again. We got another one on the ground. That's the third one in this line, David. This just now happened. This is now to the north of those two. Those two dissipated, and this one started up, David. So it's just moving up the line here as we keep tracking it here. So again, County Road 69 that we see in MacArthur Road is right there on Street Scope that it's on right now, David. But this is crazy. We had a shot of two tornadoes a moment ago for Bob Bell Sky News 9. They dissipated, and then this one dropped to the north of those. So again, it is still on the ground, David, and that's the biggest problem with this storm here is you don't know where a tornado is going to drop out of this storm here, David. It's right there, David. It's in the trees right now. Okay, now it's lifted, David. Now it's lifted. It's lifted up again. But again, that doesn't mean it's done. Is you know, I'm keep looking back. We keep kind of panning back because you just don't know where along this line one may drop out here on us, David. But again, that was the northernmost tornado there that just now dissipated. But again, everybody just be aware. It looks like it may be trying to move further up along the line here and form another spot here where it's going to drop another tornado, David. So this is just a very, very active storm here. Rich, come back, pull back a little bit, and tilt down. Tell me what road. Let's see what Street Scope says. Tilt down. Tilt. Yeah, no, tilt down. Tilt down. Right there. Portland Avenue. Okay. Portland Avenue and County Road 69. So right now I'm on just I'm tracking Portland northbound. I'm just on the east side of Portland. Looks like we're going to have another one start up here just to the left of the screen there, David. At any moment, it's on the ground. Rich is telling me that the condensate's on the ground. So, yep, that's right. Right out the door again. It started another one. So, just very active along this line here, David. It's just dropping tornadoes one after another. But you know, we had just an amazing shot from Bob Mills, Scott Who's 9 there earlier when we showed 2 tornadoes, both of them on the ground. They both dissipated, and then got the third one just to the north of it here. So anyway, Rich said this one possibly may be heading towards some homes. But yep, we got another one on the ground. That one's on the ground. We got 3 of them now. Hey, Greg, where's Caleb for me? Sweet. I think it's looks like we may, yeah, it may be up to your right, Rich. It looks like Oklahoma 51 and North Bay Avenue on street scope here. I can't really tell, David, but I mean, just the way things have been going this afternoon, I would say that's on the ground. I would say that there's something on the ground. I can't really see it with my eye right now, but I mean, it's just been popping up all along here, David. Just, you know, one area goes with a tornado, it dissipates, and then up further north of that, it drops another tornado. Now, this is north. this is the far northern part of this storm before it hits the back of the rain here. And I believe something was on the ground with this one, Dave, if it's not still on the ground here. I don't know if you can see back there, if you can see any condensate or not, but it looks like there's a whole lot of dust and stuff down below this, and it is spinning, David. So anyway, this is north of there. Like I said, let's pull back wide. Let's go back now. We'll go pan back to the left just to make sure nothing else drops out. We got those right there too, David, that possibly could drop another tornado out of those because they're rotating and starting to come together here. So again, there's two areas again here, David, that anything could drop out at any time. And wow, what an afternoon. Yep. That whole thing's on there. I think it. Yeah, we're dropping. Temperature's dropping. We are coming up to Marshall, past level. Yep, looks Looks like that one's on the ground. It's getting up into some scud, man, low level around these hills. Okay, I'm gonna. I got him back on. Look at that wall cloud up in front. Oh my gosh. That that's yeah, but that thing is, the whole thing is on the ground. Yeah. That must just be scud going across the ground. Because I mean, say again. Getting close. Okay, roger that. Yeah, it's hitting this cold deal. It's pushed it down to the ground, just scud and everything. Well, you're exactly right, David. It has moved into this colder air, so it is basically just kind of turning into scud. But that wall cloud's been sitting on the ground. Man, I mean, you can't even see any daylight in between the horizon, you know, the ground and the cloud. But it's not spinning like it was, David. It is totally kind of collapsing now. We can pan around to the right here. We're starting to move in, and you just kind of see this whole line here is kind of getting ragged. A lot of scud hanging around, but nothing like the rotation we had minutes ago, David. So again, the street scope showing me on Kelly and County Road 62. So again, we'll keep tracking it, David, but it looks like we may have finally reached the end here. Jim Garpoint live from Bob Mills, Scotty's 9, back to you. I'll just have to get over there, man, and try to rendezvous with him, and then we'll pick out a spot, Greg. He might be, well, depending on how far north we go, we may be able to, I don't know. Where's he at? Do you know where he's at right now? Okay. I was going to say we might be able to make Perry. I don't know. I don't know if we could do Perry or not. I don't think we could do Perry. It's right off my nose. Okay, I'm gonna have to break here, Greg, and head over his way. Yep. Yeah, well, it's done that pretty much right now. So it's where we are. The temperature's dropping pretty fast. The scud's getting all the way to the ground, so it's pushing me down. Hang on, let me see. Let me see where I'm sitting here. Yeah, I'll tell him just go to Guthrie. I'll meet him at Guthrie. That'll be good, Greg, because I'll probably have to go south anyway after this, right? Roger that.